My full name is Jose Alfredo de la Torre. I'm 30 years old now. I've been living in Melbourne for about 5.5 years. I'm here pretty much on my own. Don't have any family. I've made probably my own family now. I'm from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Well, as part of this group for about 2 years now, I feel like it's part of my new family that I found here in Melbourne. It's amazing to come here, whether it's just a meeting or it's like activities like this, where I get to meet other people from Latin American countries. Part of why I wanted to come was, first of all, to meet new people, meet new stories similar to mine or completely different to mine. And that always gives you something extra, I think. And well, whatever I can do to feel like I'm contributing or helping my community, I think is something I'm always up for. At the beginning, I just wanted to go probably as far as I could from home. Not in a bad way, I just had that travel bug. I wanted to travel, wanted to see the world, and that sort of thing you do when you're in your 20s. One of my friends told me about how Australia had, among many different things, she mentioned it was a multicultural country. That meaning I will get to meet people from all over the world, and I think that was the first thing that attracted me, because I always felt a bit of that interest of listening to stories and meeting people from all over the world. I had the chance to do that through my uni in Mexico. So I did an exchange program with a university here in Melbourne. So that was my first connection with Australia. As time goes by, I think I want a family, feeling of belonging to the place that I love. I know I love where I live. I love the community around me. So now I'm just sort of putting together that puzzle, which when you're from a different country, it probably adds an extra level of, it's like an extra challenge that you have to work on. But for now, I think that's my aspiration. I have my own family, staying with my partner, buying a house probably in the next few years. Those little things that maybe being part of the LGBTI community, but also being part of a foreign community, they're probably not as easy, or you don't take them as for granted as someone that they can just go and do that. I think I've been very lucky, especially when you start hearing different stories or knowing more people. I think I've been really lucky in the sense of it's been a very long process that has taken me now to being a permanent resident. It's taken me pretty much the 5 years that I've been here, coming from a country that is not necessarily the top charts of economic. It's probably money has been a challenge. I didn't realize that until you get here and you have to live on your own and pay all these visas, and it's a complex system moving and settling, especially in Australia. But if you do everything the way they're telling you, and even though I'm learning now that it's not always the case, it has been probably a positive experience to me in general, but you always have those bumps on the way. I think I've encountered a lot of fetishism when it comes to dating, for example. It took me a while to find someone in my life that I feel like it values me and it wants to know me as a person, as a human, not someone that is interested in the color of my skin or my nationality. I didn't even know that was a thing, that someone could be attracted to you just because you're from a certain country or a certain culture. But every single person I was meeting when I was dating that was their thing, that I was Mexican and that I could speak Spanish. It could be interesting and almost something that you feel proud of at the beginning, and then it gets tiring really, really quickly, and you feel objectified and fetishized almost. So I'm really happy that I found someone now that honestly values me for what I am and doesn't mock my past or who I am, or doesn't objectify that. That's been a real challenge. What I would like people to take from this, I've always seen myself as almost like the quiet one or the plain kind of type within the community. I'm not really the the party guy. I've never been, that loud voice or that loud personality. But I feel like there's a space for someone like us as well, for a community that is always advocating for representation and not labeling things. I think we can sometimes give a lot of space for someone that's loud and that's very out there, and then the ones that we don't feel like we're that much like that, we can feel a bit isolated. And I feel like it's important to, if you feel like you have a quiet voice, or that matters as well. You still have dreams, you still have hopes, you have a story. So I would like to, whoever sees my picture or listens to my story and can identify a little bit with my personality, can feel like, that's okay as well. Like, it's okay just to wanting to have a family, have a maybe more of a quiet life, and be okay with that. Because I've never seen that. I always see that more represented on the mainstream heterosexual straight kind of culture. But within the LGBTI community, especially now, I think those loud voices and that pride can take a lot of space, and if we don't feel like we belong there, we might feel isolated in the end. The three words that I like to say: love, family, and friendship.